I'm Ben with the BTC Sessions, and this is your bullish bit brought to you by Bitrefill.com, your one-stop shop for living on a Bitcoin standard. Sign up and grab gift cards for eSIMs, gaming, e-commerce, your travel needs, food, and much more, and you can buy them all with Bitcoin and Lightning. Sign up today and use code BTC Sessions 10 for some special perks.
I think I'm entering like a stage of being a Bitcoiner that is new to me. In the beginning, you're really excited about it and you want to onboard as many people as you can and putting a lot of effort into that. And you're doing a lot of pitches. And then I think over time that starts to slow down. You get tired of pitching it and you get tired of answering the same questions over again. And you kind of just realize that Bitcoin's inevitable and you don't really need to pitch it at all to anybody. And then there's this final stage that I think I'm entering. I don't know if it's the final one. I'm sure there's 100 more. I spend a lot of time just deeply concerned about all the forces we're up against in the fiat universe. I had this realization, which may have been obvious to some people, but to me it was new, that really they can print money forever. They really can, as long as they don't print it fast enough that it sparks a rebellion. Nobody cares. How many of us have sat there and heard our parents or our grandparents or whoever be like, haha, when I went to the movie theater, it was 25 cents, lol, glossing over like the scale of theft that has obviously happened in that space.
Yeah.
Like 25 cents is now $75 and we're not having an uprising. We're not having a problem. So this can just keep going. And so this idea that like the financial system is just going to eventually collapse on itself and they can't sustain it forever. I mean, it's a little bit true, but it's also not. They can just try and slow it down as best they can. They can distract people, which obviously there's been a huge amount of focus on over the last little bit. This last stage that I'm sort of entering is I just don't care about any of that. And I just don't even think about it anymore. I'm entering the I don't even think about these fiat parasites at all stage. The only time I start having to get into it or talk about it is when I'm dealing with someone who is new to the space or who doesn't already know these sorts of ideas. But between my peers and the people who are Bitcoiners like you guys, for the most part, the discussions are not about destroying the central banks. They're about building and making. And this is my focus. In the beginning, all of us flailed a lot of Bitcoin. I think that those stories hopefully are going to start to, they're no longer going to exist. The sort of like 1000x or whatever x from if you were buying Bitcoin 10 years ago is going to be in play 10 years from now, except 90% more people will have been able to preserve that wealth and not lose it. Because when I look around at the top guys in the space and the top makers in the space, there's not a single one that has been here for a long time that didn't lose a wallet with over 100 coins in it. And that's going to just stop. And so 10 years from now, we're going to see this Renaissance sort of era come into play where now the Bitcoiners really do have some impressive capital behind them. And a lot of us do. A lot of us. Very excited for that. Very bullish for that. And in the meantime, I don't think there's anything that really matters other than intelligent people will see Bitcoin is the best option for international settlement, period. And there is nothing that anybody can say or get in the way of that. Just the fact that this world has been built out in the way it is, despite all the horrible things that are going on as a result of these centralized banks and governments, and the fact that we still have a place that is fairly reasonable to live in, means that nobody cares. Nobody's following these rules. Nobody's following these regulations. And when they are, they're pretending to, because shit is still somehow getting done. And Bitcoin just accelerates all of that